On a previous video, I had this G3 and I wanted to put a 7th gen in it because, of course, it's got a sticker, so it's got to have the right matchup. And when I did that, of course, I ended up with a extra 6500T. So I don't like stuff to go to waste. So I went and purchased a 65 watt bare bones G3 that I'm going to stick the 6500T in, put some memory. It also needs a Wi-Fi card, and I've been kind of using this guy here and there. It basically has Windows on it, allows me to boot up. I want to do some tests and compare to see things like temperature, performance, because my G2 65 watt, of course, is using a 6500 straight one, and this would have the T. Just kind of curious as far as overall performance, again, temperatures, so forth, to see, is it helpful, useful, whatever, to put a T processor in the 65 watt enclosures with the extra fans and the heat sink and the extra airflow, etc. As part of this, I'm also going to upgrade the BIOS, maybe check out, set some settings in the BIOS at the same time. Initially, though, I'm going to, similar to I've done in other videos, is I'm going to get the processor in and just make sure everything boots A-OK. I can't imagine it wouldn't, but just in case, this will be the first time I've actually used this particular unit. And just make sure that everything comes before we go too deep into the woods with it. So since this guy is such a pain to deal with, as far as getting the cage out and disconnecting this fan, and I also had a viewer ask, is it really necessary to take this out in order to take out the heat sink and this fan and such? So I'm going to see if I can get this guy out without having to take this out, because that could save a little bit of time. So let's see. Let's first at least pull this out, although having that heat sink or that cage in the way does make it a little harder to get to the wire there. Let's see, maybe I can, there we go. Okay, kind of push down on it a little bit, move that out. Is that gonna, yep, okay, good. That does let me move it out. Put that to the side. I don't like, these units. Sometimes you get them and this stuff starts happening. Oh my gosh, look at all that stuff. I'm gonna have to take that out so that that doesn't get on anything. Okay, when I take out the isopropyl to clean the CPU, I think I'm gonna wipe that thing off too. If anyone knows a good way to replace that strip of, I guess, sponge or whatever, that I think it's essentially comes between here, and I guess the idea is to somehow, I'm really not sure. Maybe to get a better, yeah, it doesn't quite make sense why it's there. It just seems to get in the way and starts breaking down. I bet when I take out this heat sink, we're also going to see pieces of stuff in there. So let's see if we can get this guy out. Still has a little ways to go. Basically, just keep on until you kind of hear it pop out of the little socket there. Okay, we'll get up here. Looks good. We'll clean this off because we're going to be putting fresh paste on both of them. Okay, the socket looks good. Let me go get that memory. Okay, I'm putting in 2 sticks of 8 gig 2400. Okay, that's in there. Let's see if we can get to this socket. Okay. So here's the little arrow. And there's the little arrow there on the socket, so that way we know how to align it correctly. Okay, I like to get it in and then kind of just make sure it's in there. Okay. Lock it. And now what we'll do is let's clean up both we'll clean this up and we'll clean that guy up, and then we'll put on some fresh paste. We'll clean this guy first. See there. I don't want to do it over the unit in case get stuff falling in there. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we'll try another one for the CPU. Okay, I know that's upside down, but that is a i5 6500T. I just remembered I was going to make sure everything worked before I start putting the paste and the heatsink back on. So let's power it up and make sure that we can boot and everything looks okay, and then or at least boot into BIOS, and then we'll go from there. Okay, well, fan's whirring. And let's see, oh, well, something happened. Let me check on our monitor. I'm going to try that again, see if I can get this restarted. Okay. All right, now at least I'm getting video. Maybe because my monitor wasn't accepting it, and maybe it was probably going out the VGA versus one of the other outputs. Okay, you can see where it brought up, makes sense that it would try to boot and say, hey, I don't have an operating system. So what we're going to do is do a restart, and then we'll hit the escape key so that we can actually get in and look at the BIOS, just to check to see, make sure everything looks okay, memory, etc. Yeah, this always, okay, exit, yes. Okay, there we go. Let's go to system information. Good. It's showing the processor, it's showing the memory. Um, Boy, that BIOS looks really old, 2018. We'll definitely upgrade that. Everything else looks good. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down and put the thermal paste on. Before I do the thermal paste, I think I'm going to clean up this stuff. And actually, maybe I'll just grab the swabs that already have some isopropyl on them. All right, just fished them out of the garbage there. Let's see. Just to try to get some of this, as you can see here, some of this goop. Again, I'm kind of doing off to the side. I don't want stuff to fall in. All right, that looks better. That's nice and clean. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out to see if you can somehow get replacement strips for these. Okay, we can put our paste on. And we'll put our heat sink back. Make sure I got it in the right place. Oh, what's this? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's the thing with these, hand-me-down stuff. Some things just, just like anything else, they start to wear. So you just got to be careful. For some stuff, labels and glues and everything else start to give out. But these, as you guys know, these units just keep going and going. So, all right, get this tightened down. Oh, this one didn't quite catch, so I'm going to loosen these a little. There, that helps. Okay, now it's getting it now. Okay, let's put our fan back. Now this is where it might be a little tricky getting it in there because we didn't take out the other, but I think if you push this down a little bit below it, and maybe we can, there we go. Kind of get that around there. It's going underneath. There's like this little, I don't know what you call, there's this little catch for it. So I don't know if we need it under both of them. Yeah, that may just be enough. Just to kind of get this out of the way. Oh, we'll go around this one. There we go. Okay, that looks good. All right. Maybe I'll put in a, oh, that's right. I was going to do the Wi-Fi. Let's see. I guess we can do that. Do we do it now? Or do we do our testing? Maybe we can do this later. For now, let's go ahead and stick in a drive. And we did see earlier this guy was moving, so that's a good thing. And is that okay? Oh no, that's not going in there. Just a little off. Okay, I think this screw is giving it a little bit of a conniption, so I think we'll take him out ever so slightly. I use this drive in so many places that each one's a little... There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll put the cover back on and boot up, and we'll switch to the capture, and we can do some stuff in the BIOS. Okay, we booted up, and let's do like we did before. Let's just double check. Can't imagine it changed. Okay, good. Let's go to BIOS setup and check a couple things. Thing I always like to go to is under system options. Let's turn on virtualization. I think that's it. Let's save these first, and then we'll go back and we'll check the as far as the BIOS version. Okay, so let's do save changes and exit. Yes. Oh, I guess I have to pick yes. Okay. I'm going to hold down the escape key again. Okay. This time we'll go back into BIOS setup, and let's go to update system BIOS. I do have the network cable connected so that way it can go and check back with HP and find out what's the latest. Okay, current one is P21. Okay, let's do checkhp.com for BIOS updates. All right. It's setting up the DHCP. Wow. Look at the 2.49 is the latest version. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and update. And sometimes not only will it update the main BIOS, but other types of firmware it will find, and it will take care of that. So we'll come back to this. Well, I was looking away, and the BIOS looks like it finished, and now it's trying to boot from our Windows disk and getting it ready, and it looks like we're in. That's great. Let's go ahead and log in and see what we've got. Okay, we're in. Let's just first look at this overall temps and see what they're like. Okay. Well, let's see, the CPU 48. Okay, let's see, 52. Curious how that compares with my desktop. Let's see. Pause. Well, it's probably maybe not a straight out fair comparison because I've got other stuff going, such as this OBS software for capturing and of course, browsers and everything. But it's more hovering around the 75-degree mark. So I guess it kind of gives you an idea as far as the stuff. And actually, it looks like as we're sitting here, it's cooling down even on the other. So we should probably run some benchmarks and kind of see what we've got going, so we can kind of see where, just to see what 6500T we've done 6500Ts on the G3, so we kind of know what those look like, and we'll try running them and see how they compare. Okay, we got our Cinebench up. And let me see if it still has the numbers here. Oh, it does. So here's 157. That was on the multi-core when we ran it before on another G3. So let's try running on this and just curiosity to see what we get. Well, this is kind of weird. Why is that number so low? Interesting. I mean, it literally used the same CPU. I just took it from one G3 and put it into this one. Very interesting. I wonder what the temps look like. Huh, well, went back down to normal pretty quickly. That's just weird. Well, we'll try the other, we'll try the single core and see what it shows. Well, the single core number there pretty much matches up with what we had. I'm going to check some stuff in the BIOS. I think there's something not quite right, or maybe not turned on. Maybe I might even compare it with the old the other G3 just to see, but yeah, that's quite a difference when it comes to that multi-core. I was going to look also to see what, if I go into Task Manager, what it shows as far as performance. So CPU, virtualization, logical processors, 4-core, base speed 2.5. Yeah, I'm going to check a couple things first and then see, yeah, the speeds looks fine, slots used. Very interesting. And then I may also try running it a second time just for curiosity. Let's boot up and let's see if there are any things that might be off. Well, one thing I did discover was that there were some updates behind the scenes that it pulled down for Windows. I don't know if that would have changed it so dramatically. We'll let the updates go, and then we'll double check the BIOS, and then I think we're going to run this a second time just to see if that was just an aberration. So I'm looking at the settings, and what's interesting is usually I don't turn on Turbo Boost, so I'm going to actually turn it off so that we have a more apples to apples comparison. Conceivably, Turbo Boost is supposed to make everything faster, but just so again, if there's something else going on, we're going to turn that off. I think we'll try it with that one. We'll save settings, and we'll try the multiprocessor again. Okay, we're going to try this one more time, and just as a reminder, we oh, I guess it lost the before it said 157, so it replaced it with this 128. So hopefully we'll have closer to that other number. Interesting. It's better than it was before, but before I had 128 and this is 141, but of course before we had 157. Interesting. I'm kind of tempted to try it again with that turbo boost on to see what it does. Just, for science, I guess. And then that way to see if the numbers go back down again. Okay, one more time. This is with the turbo boost on. And 141 is what we got with it off. And I think 128 is what we had with when it looked like maybe there was some sort of download going on. Well, this is very interesting. So now we're back to 160, which is actually higher than the 157. So I guess the turbo boost was not really the thing that slowed it down. It must have been when it was pulling down updates or something. And yeah, strange. So I don't know if I'll leave it at turbo boost or just, but interesting. Okay. We'll perhaps then go back and add that Wi-Fi card. Okay, now we're going to put in the Wi-Fi. Some folks say, well, why do you need Wi-Fi in a unit like this? Well, this also does the Bluetooth, so it's kind of handy. Now, one thing you want to kind of look for, it may be hard to, it's probably going to be hard to see, but you've got these two connectors here that are going to connect to the wires. And if they get too flattened out, it makes it really hard for those to snap in there. So this one's a pretty good one. It's pretty raised. So hopefully you'll have some good luck. I'm going to try to not have to take this out and just stick it in there. I'll probably try to put the cables on first, the antenna, and then slide it in. Now you'll see here, this is a I usually say main. Sometimes it have numbers. This is the white connector, the black connector. This the auxiliary. Those correlate. You may see a little sticker on here that's white, and the other one back there has a black sticker. It also, I think, also has a 1 and 2 on it. This one's a little longer. It's your primary. You do want to try to get both antenna on so that way you get the strongest signal. Okay, I'm going to try to first put this guy on, and already it's going to be hard because I can't really get this have a lot of maneuverability in order to get that on. So I think I am going to take this out just to make it a little easier on me. All right, I'm going to take this out first so that way just kind of get it out of the way. This is the SATA connector. It's always good to get it out of the way too so that you don't accidentally pull this out. You can put it back in. It's just one less thing to have to worry about. So we'll kind of put this to the side. Yeah, and then we're going to have to, I think, let's see. The fan is connected to the, well, in order to take the whole unit out, unfortunately, there's a third screw underneath here. And so you do have to take the fan out in order to get to it. Boy, let's see. I guess we could disconnect the fan first and then see what we can get. Let's see. Let's put this up. This is why people say the G3 65 watt is a challenge. Let me go get my screwdriver. Okay, we'll take these. I'm almost thinking whether I want to, now that we've got this working, I might make this my normal PC, but we'll see. You know, just because it's might be a little quieter than my current true 65 watt G2. Okay, let's see. We're gonna try to just lift it away. Let's see. Let's take this out. Probably have to do that power connector, but I was just trying to avoid it if I can. All right, let's get to that. There's that third one. You can see down there. Interesting design. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's be safe and take out the power. That way we can get it all. There we go. Oops. Don't want to take the SATA with us. There we go. Okay, now it's all out of the way. We've got lots of space. Now we can try. Okay, so I'm going to stick it. This one. Number one. This is probably by far my least favorite of the things to do. Because I can never quite seem to get that connector. Well, I'll just be editing a lot of this in later on. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I just installed it, and then I was able to snap it on relatively easily. I kind of stuck it close to here and then used the tip of my nail, and that seemed to, I was able to then sort of snap it and get it in. So I got both of them in pretty nicely. So, you know, I guess you could try different ways, but because I have tried it where I had it on the outside and stuck it in, but I'll, you know, maybe this is just the best way. Have it there and then stick it in. So, okay, I'm going to put everything back on now. Let's get the caddy assembly here. I think what I'll do first is put in that one screw. Just to kind of hold everything down. And then I can go and put, ooh. All right. Actually, I guess I could put all three of them down, and then I'll put the fan there. And then everything, and nothing's rattling around. Thankfully, no, I guess even if you wanted to put in an NVMe, you're still going to have to take, maybe you could, if you were trying to put an NVMe here, you could at least flip the fan up a little bit. Okay, so let's kind of position, let's see. Get that through. Come on. Doesn't. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay. We might as well go ahead and put the screws in, and then we can put the power. If people have found a more intelligent way to do this, let me know. Okay, there we go. I haven't seen how the G4 65 watt, what it does with its fan. It's got to be better than this. Okay. Now we can turn this around. Maybe we'll reattach the SATA also to get it out of the way. So it's not flapping all over the place here. Yeah, but it's part of the fun of these units, especially to get different models, different generations. You know, you kind of learn the little quirks of one versus the other, and come to appreciate them. I mean, I think definitely the well, the G1 definitely's got some funkiness, but the G3, I don't know, maybe it's something to do with the, no, I was going to say odd numbered, you know, but no, that's, the G5 is so much like the G4 that, okay. One of the reasons I don't want to, those power connectors, okay. A lot of it is just getting the right angle. Ah, we have success. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. I'm going to stick a drive back in and boot up and make sure that it can see the Wi-Fi card, and everything else is working. All right, let's give that a try. Well, looks like we have success. I ran the Cloudflare speed test. 295, not bad. Comparable to my laptops and other sorts of things. So it looks like we now have a thing. I haven't tried the Bluetooth. I guess I could test that too. I forget, I don't have like a Bluetooth mouse to test with. So I did try it with my phone. It worked fine. And so at least I know that the Bluetooth is also working. So here I went and I ran the Cinebench on my G265 watt that's got the i5 6500 plane. It looks like I got the 160 for the multi-core, which I believe is similar to, I'll have to compare, but I believe it was similar to what I had on the 6500T. I'm going to also try the single core CPU. Okay, so we did this single core. We got 48 points. I'll have to see how that compares with the using the G3 and I'm trying to decide whether I want to move this to be my new main computer for doing work. So after I finished all of the filming and I was even doing the cutting on this, I wanted to kind of give a quick sort of feedback. Is that I did try using it as my main computer. I even experimented putting the 7th gen in it. Did a lot of different things. All in all, it just didn't seem that much quieter. And then the thing that really clinched it is it wouldn't wake up from sleep, which was weird. I literally, it wouldn't, normally when you go to sleep with these units, you'll see the power button flashing. And when it went to sleep, I don't know, it went into some other deep coma because I literally had to end up killing the power on it. And at that point, I said it's not worth it. And I've got this new 7th gen G3, which is 35 watts, so it's it's gonna take less juice anyway. So I'm just gonna use the 65 watt for other videos, maybe if people have questions about the G3, then at least have it as a unit. But I just wanted to kind of give that feedback. Let me know in the comments if you've had better luck maybe using the 65 watt G3 as sort of like a 35 watt unit.